Good morning, yogis. Go ahead and make your way to your mat and find a seat. I'm going to get out my meditation pillow and we'll sit down. I hope that you'll join me. It's nice to see you guys. Make yourself comfortable. Establish a good seat. I started this morning with a little bit of my own meditation. A piece of poetry came across my desk and I'd like to share it with you. This is by Even Boland. It's called Quarantine. In the worst hour of the worst season, of the worst year, of a whole people, a man set out from the workhouse with his wife. He was walking, they were both walking, north. She was sick with famine fever and could not keep up. He lifted her and put her on his back. He walked like that west and north, until at nightfall, under freezing stars, they arrived. In the morning they were both found dead, of cold, of hunger, of the toxins of a whole history. But her feet were held against his breastbone. The last heat of his flesh was his last gift to her. Let no love poem ever come to this threshold. There is no place here for the inexact praise of the easy graces and sensuality of the body. There is only time for this merciless inventory. Their deaths together in the winter of 1847. All that they suffered, how they lived, and what there is between a man and a woman, and in which darkness it can be best proved. Take a moment and sit well and count your blessings with me, would you please? If you're lacking, I'll point out that you're not dead. Do you rejoice in the fact that you are not dead yet? I recommend it. Big talk, right? The idea of this feeling like, okay, there is breath in my lungs, and so there is a reason still to be happy, to be joyous, to rejoice, and not having met the end just yet. Perhaps there is someone who loves you in this world. Certainly there is. There is something to rejoice. I woke up this morning and was able to use the bathroom. Rejoice. Don't make it too big if you don't have to. Huh? I'm talking about your joy, maybe not your morning constitution. Laugh a little, if you can. In fact, take a breath in now. And notice the mind stuff your brain is making. I started off on a pretty heavy note. Death, quarantine, love. These are big topics. Isolation, loneliness, togetherness, emotion. Take a breath in and let it out. You can't argue with the fact that those feelings feel good and that they can feel bad. These things are real, and they are around us all the time. One of the greatest obstacles to yoga, pointed out in the Yoga Sutras, is fear of death, abhenavesha. In fact, I notice in so many people that this fear of death and an ending to the things oftentimes keep people from living their life. Sit well and notice your breath. Inhale through the nose, and if you can, also exhale through the nose, and take joy in your breathing. Every inhalation is a promise of resurrection, and every exhalation is a gamble, a gambit. But there's the inhale, and the exhale. Have faith that an inhale will come. You can bet for sure that one of these days it will not be true. But why wait for that moment when you can just be here right now in this one? This is one of the magics of mindfulness, of being present in the moment. You get to be here right now. You get to be awake for your own life, and you get to take joy in every moment. What a gift. The grass is so green. The trees are lighting up, and the rain's going to come again today too, I think. Maybe if you're watching this later, it's not today. But you have faith that the rain will come again just as the sun will. And so, as Dar Williams has written, I'll push myself up through the dirt and shake my petals free. I'm resolved to being born again, and so resigned to bravery. Be brave. Each in-breath is a chance to stoke that little bit of bravery. Be present. Being present requires a great deal of courage, a great deal of bravery. But unless you're awake to what's happening in your life, it's hard to say what you're doing is living, isn't it? How are you going to wake up to love? If you can't be here, how can you carry someone on your back? And if you can't be here, how can you create a life where there will be someone who will want to carry you on their back? It starts right here and right now. Join me for an Om if it is not too weird for you. We're going to make a sound, an A, a U, and an M sound. Om. We make it from deep on the inside. We want to feel the vibrations, and we want to put our mind on these vibrations as we create them. I'll do it with you. We'll do 3. I'm going to put my hands at my heart so I can feel my chest vibrating because it reminds me that I'm alive. With your vitality, inhale. Feel your vitality as you Om. And the last one. Especially if you've forgotten that you're still alive. Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching, one of the key texts of Taoism, has a quote that says, when you notice the creation of a thought, laugh at it. Have some levity in the construction of the mind stuff. And if you find as we practice today that your mind becomes entangled, encumbered, or what's that good line? In many toils and snares, come back to your breath. Have a good laugh at the fact that we're all just going about all of this silly business. And we're all just going to meet the same end. How funny that we try to construct meaning. And also, how beautiful. We're going to come into a tabletop position, a quadruped on our mat. Thank you for joining me for that little meditation. We'll find ourselves in tabletop. In our tabletop position today, we're going to stack our wrists our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees. This quadruped position gives us an opportunity to straighten out the back, meaning that you have three fairly natural curves of different degrees in the spine. You've got that lower back curve, which kind of arches down so that it could collect skittles. And then you have the upper back curve, which domes up, which, if we're not careful, can help us become Quasimodo-esque bell ringers. And then we have that neck, which for most of us, because of technology these days, somehow has gotten forward of our center of mass, probably from checking too many texts. So here, we want to try to find a fairly even distribution of these curves. So we firm the abdomen, and we lift the chest, and we try not to let our head hang too heavy. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight back. The spine functions as the central axis of the body by and large. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight back. I used a meditation on death and life to begin today's practice, but right here we have meditation available to us. It's a central axis meditation. If the central axis of the body is along the spine, if we want to observe how we're holding the central axis, we need to observe how it is coming over our foundation. Right now, the foundation are 2 hands, 2 knees, and 2 feet. And I'm distributing my center of mass a little forward and a little back over this foundation. There you go. We want to find now the place where our foundation feels the most solid. So I'm going to shift my weight forward until my fingertips start to grip the floor, where the roots of the knuckles can't help but begin to push down. That's a pretty good sign. I want to try something similar with the legs now. So I flip the feet back over and down so that the top of the foot is pressing into the floor, and shift the weight back so that you feel your shins start to push down. Keep the shins pushing down as you start to shift the thighs, pelvis, shoulders forward. Move the shoulders away from the ears as you shift the weight forward. And see if you can find an engagement at the back of the leg. Shift the weight back, and shift the weight forward. And now see if you can lift your knees up. Oh, stretch the top of the feet. Come back down, shift the weight back. Turn one hand around. Shift that weight forward. And shift it back. We're getting into the knuckles. When we shift the weight back, there should be a nice stretch on the back of the forearm. Send it forward. And bring it back. We're going to do that one more time. Send the weight forward. And send the weight back. Let's flip the hand around and do the other one. Left hand flips. Shift the weight forward. Shift the weight back. Make sure there's no pain in that wrist joint. We're just giving the forearm a nice stretch. And then as we shift the weight forward, noticing how we can change our balance. And just enjoy that. And we'll release. The central axis meditation gets really spicy and interesting as we begin to manipulate how we hold the central axis differently. The spine has 6 patterns to it that we'll utilize as we practice today. The neutrally braced spinal position that we've established in this quadruped or tabletop is our baseline. From the baseline, we might want to extend the spine, which is to say to find a cow shape in the back, where we let the stomach press low and the heart begin to lift and the head come up. And then from here, we're going to flex the spine where we round the back and press it up. The back of the discs of your spine are spreading, and the front of the discs of the spine are contracting, getting closer to each other. And then we can ambulate or go between our two positions. Finding our lovely cow pose, butt really high, and our friendly cat pose. The spine up, up, up. Cow, cat. Okay. We also, from here, have a couple of other things that we can do. We can twist the spine. Let's take this right hand and put it, this left hand and place it right under the face. Line yourself up. Bring your shoulder right over the wrist. Get the crease of this elbow to go forward. Really wrap that bicep out. Put the hand down. Put your right hand on your lower back. Touch your chin to your left shoulder maybe. Can you get your lower back flat? And now look over your right shoulder. Hold. Does that feel good? Can you reach your right arm straight up? Now we're twisting. Try to screw in an imaginary light bulb with this top hand and see if that helps you twist more. Are your shins still evenly flat? Oh, mine weren't. Now they are. Oh, that feels different. Love that for us. Let's go ahead and bring the right hand down. Bring it underneath the face, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. See the crease of this elbow? Get it to turn forward. You put a little bend in that elbow if you're not sure. Wrap this bicep out, wrap the shoulder around, stack your shoulder over your wrist. Get your legs even, put that left hand on the back so you can get that back nice and flat. And look over your left shoulder, twisting your spine. Getting that pelvis nice and level, pulling the belly in more and more. We'll take that left arm up and twist. Can we keep our shins even? And we'll bring the left hand down. So we've now twisted the spine in two directions. Now we're going to side bend the body. So coming up onto our shins here, finding our balance. You can bring your legs a little together. I'm going to face you for this one. We're going to inhale and reach both of our arms up over the head. Interlace all 10 fingers up to the webbing, and if it feels good, release the pointer finger. Snuggle your arms to your noggin. Pull the belly in. Move the arm both back. Find your balance and reach to your right. For many of us, that means pushing the right hip to the left so that we can take the left chest over to the right. Try not to bend your elbows too much. Try not to sag in your shoulder joint. You want to stretch all along the left-hand side of your body. Well, come on. Regroup. And now we're going to stretch all along the right side of the body for another side bend. This is called lateral flexion, because on the side, the lateral side, we're flexing the spine, bringing those facet joints closer together. Can you lock that left elbow? Can you reach a little more to the left, push a little more to the right? Stay balanced in your legs. And we'll come on up. And we'll release the arms. Easy, right? Those are our 6 spinal positions. We've now up-leveled our challenge also, because we have these legs right here in as a 2-point foundation. Let's carry on with this 2-point foundation and get a little taller. We're going to step the right leg forward, get your weight into this right leg, and then step your left leg forward and stand up. I like how that went. I want to try it again. Please bring this left leg back and come down under the knee. Bring the right leg back and come down under the knee. Step your left leg forward. Step your right leg forward. Okay, good. Now I feel even. We've gotten both sides. Find your balance at the top of the mat, and we're going to take a couple of Shivananda sun salutations with a little bit of additional side bending. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart, and exhale there. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, reach to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale and reach to your left. Inhale to center. Reach up and back. Exhale, forward and down. Bend these knees as much as you'd like to get the hands down. Inhale, step the right leg and left leg back. And then exhale, lower to your knees. Arch your back. Bring your chest and chin down. Now from here, pull the belly in, flip the feet over, and slide into your cobra. Little back bend right here. In cobra, you're moving the shoulders away from the ears, widening your collarbones and squeezing your glutes. If your legs have gotten quite wide, go ahead and bring them a little closer together. And feel good about your choices. You can push back through quadruped, adjust your hands, turn the toes, and find your down dog. You can keep these knees bent, or start stretching into the hamstrings, lifting the glutes. Now look forward. You can come up onto your fingertips if you're a little worried about your height. And step this right leg forward between the hands. Lower the knee. You can flip the foot. Bring the arms up. Reach up. Now exhale, reach to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, reach to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale, reach back. Inhale up, and then exhale, bring your hands down. Lift that left leg and step forward on your inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach your both arms up over your head. Reach up and look up. And exhale the hands right back down to the ground. Inhale, step the left leg back. Then the right. Exhale, lower your knees, your chest and your chin. Flip your feet, slide forward into your cobra. Exhale to your down dog. Have a breath here. All right, you can come up to these fingertips if you need to. You're going to step this left leg forward. If it doesn't get all the way up, you can grab it and move it. Lower down to the right knee. Flip that foot if you'd like. Come on up. And from here, we're going to reach on over to our left. And we'll come up and we'll reach over to our right. And we'll come on up. And we'll reach up and back. And we'll come back and bring our hips down. Turn those toes, find your balance. When you're ready, step whole right leg up to the top of your mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. And release. Feeling pretty good. We'll do that one more time. Inhale the hands to the heart. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up and back. Exhale and fold. Inhale the right leg back. Lower the right knee in place. Inhale both arms up and back. Exhale down to the ground. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale, knees, chest. Flip the feet. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg forward between the hands. You can come up, you can grab it and move it. Inhale, both arms up. Now exhale, reach to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands down. Let's inhale and set that left leg forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale down to the ground. Inhale your left leg back. And the right. Take a breath. Lower your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left leg coming forward. You can grab it and move it. Lower that right knee down to the ground. Inhale, both of your arms up. Exhale, reach to your left. Inhale, center. Strong weight in that left leg. Exhale to the right. Does that right shin still feel even? Inhale, center. Exhale your hands down. You can grab this leg and move it. You're stepping right up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach up and back. It's almost even standing. Alrighty, so hopefully we're feeling a little warmer. We're going to get into our dolphin or headstand position. From here, we're going to move towards the back of the mat. I'm going to walk you through dolphin, which is a good strengthener. After dolphin, if you want to head into a headstand, you are more than welcome to. I'll walk you through it classically. Just making sure we can see the ledge of my mat so nicely. Here, we'll bring the hands down. We're going to interlace all 10 fingers up to the webbing, making a nice tight fit with the hands. The elbows go about shoulders distance wide. If you're not sure what that is, you can do the classic measurement where you catch the outsides of your arms to make sure that they're really under your shoulders and then interlace. For some, at first, a wider base feels easy, but it's also easier to flip that way. Now, press into your elbows and press into your hands and feel the balance. Now from here, lift your legs up. Oh, good. Press into your hands, look at your elbows. Line your eyes up at the space between your elbows and start walking your legs in. Now this might be enough for us today, huh? Just pushing the floor away, right here into our elbows, into our forearms, trying to get our shoulders over the elbows. Once you have the shoulders over the elbows, you might bend the knees a little bit to start getting the thigh and stomach closer together. The spine is going to feel at first like a spooky Halloween cat, but you might want to try to find just a little bit of the cow in that lower back to come up. Walking in a little more, pushing away a little more. You can come down and take a knee whenever you're ready to go. It's feeling pretty good there. Now, the next place that you could perhaps put your head for a headstand, you can place the crown of your head either right on the ground or with the pinky fingers right here, just behind. So we'll make a loose basket with the hand, bring the hand behind the head, and the pinky fingers would function like the little 2x4s that your old man maybe put behind the wheels of a truck parked on a hill. You don't have an old man with a truck. You'll have to just go with the analogy. From here, bring those hands down, make that little basket, release those pointer fingers, and then bring the crown of the head a little bit more towards the crown than the yarmulke. Hopefully, probably not the tiara, somewhere right in the middle. If you find that spot right there with the hands interlaced, now you can start walking the legs in here. Now, when this gets really manageable, you might lift one leg and hold. Put it down. You might lift another leg and hold. And put it down. For those that want to try both, hold. Now when that gets easy, you open your hips. You extend at the hip joint. Then when that gets easy, you extend at the knee joint. At no point do you hop. To come back down, you reverse it. So you would bend the knees, then bend the hip, and then extend the knee. And touchdown. Taking child's pose. If you just watch that tutorial, you're like, oh, I don't know, man. That's okay. Stay with the dolphin. You're under no obligation to go any further. Just watching today is a big deal. But let me ask you to watch more mindfully. What thought patterns did you make? Were they productive thought patterns, like, are they going to take you in the direction that you want to go? If the answer is no, have a good little chuckle about it. How funny it is that our little self-ego gets in the way sometimes. And if you're like, I'ma get it, take a look at that and notice that and see if that's useful. If you are hopping and I was like, don't hop, notice how that instruction made you feel. And if you got all the way up, pause and look at how that made you feel. Try not to judge it in a good or bad kind of way. Just notice whether or not your thought patterns are going to lead you in the direction you want to go. And if they're not, if you don't feel like you have a growth mindset right now, see if you can encourage just like, I don't know, maybe a not yet instead of a never. Throw a yet in there. I can't do that yet. Okay. So one more time with the headstand, if you'd like it. For those that are feeling pretty proficient in their headstand, you have one more place that you can place your head. There are many, many places, but maybe instead of putting the head on the ground, you keep a tight fist, and you start to maybe blur the difference between a dolphin and a headstand, where we press the hand down, and then from here, we would bring the head down onto the forearms almost, widening through the shoulder joint while we let the head come down. And finding our balance. One day the elbows can push and the head will come off the ground. Oh, okay. Enough strength building there. Take a breath and let it out. Another balancing posture. Stand up with me. We're going to find our balance. Then we're going to take Vrikshasana, the tree posture. Bring your right leg to touch your left thigh. You can start at the ankle floor. You can move to the ankle calf. Or you can come way on up and get that thigh groin. You're going to push the right foot into the left thigh and the left thigh into the right foot, creating a seal. That gesture of creating a seal is called a mudra. Bring your hands into another mudra at the heart called Anjali. A mudra is a gesture that conveys an idea. Here, my hands are conveying the idea of prayer. Here, my thighs pressing into each other is creating a gesture of connection. That's the idea here. Pull the belly in. Find your central axis. It's going to wobble a little bit. Now listen, your body's always going to wobble a little bit, isn't it? Try not to let your mind wobble too much. If you come out, come back in. Release. Let's try the left side. So that left side, you bring the left foot to touch the right ankle calf, or the calf, or the thigh. And you can bring your hands to your heart in balance. This tree posture setup is not so different from many of our other postures that we do. You've got this left hip and external rotation, which means the thigh is rolling up and out. The left hip is pushing out, which is called abduction. And the abdomen is firming, resisting any rotation here, so you're trying not to twist through your thorax, even while you push that knee out. Alrighty, friends, let's bring it back to center, and bring the leg down. It's a similar posture here now, where we're going to separate our legs for triangle. In this triangle pose, you're going to turn your left foot in and your right foot out. And for this triangle today, try to leave your hips as stacked on top of each other as possible. We're not going to go for depth. We're going to go for sensation. Spread your arms, make fists, roll the shoulders out. What I mean by that is find external rotation in your shoulder joint. Now, from here, retract your scapula, squeeze them towards each other. And now keep the shoulders together and bring the palms to face forward without changing the upper arm bone. That's a nice challenge. Now reach out over your right leg without letting your left hip come in. How much can you stretch your side body? And bring your right hand to your shin and look up at your left arm. Keep your belly really firm and see if you can get this left waist to turn on. You might feel a good stretch of that left inner thigh, left side waist, hopefully. And as you try to untwist yourself, reach that right chest to the left. And come on up. Turn this right leg in, turn the left leg out. The setup is very similar to what that tree pose was before. You're pushing the left thigh out with your mind, you're rolling the left inner thigh up. Now from here, without letting your right hip come in, we're going to spread these arms, externally rotate the shoulder, turn the forearm in, and then come on out over this left leg. Try not to let that right hip drop in today. And look up at the right hand. You want to feel the tailbone moving away from the lower back a little bit so that the lower back doesn't feel like it's coming into a great deal of extension. That right arm can be up. You may notice that I gave myself an assist. I literally pushed my tailbone away from my lower back, which widened my body up over the left leg more. You might notice you lining up over your left leg more too. And look at that right hand. Beautiful. And bringing ourselves up. We'll turn this left foot in. From here, let's bring our legs back. Together. Fabulous. With your legs together, spread your arms and twist out over your right leg. Can you look down and bring your hips to aid in the same direction as your left hand? Good. Come to center. Try the other way. Wonderful. Come to center. Relax. Let's go ahead and separate the feet about one leg's length again. Feeling good? Spread the arms. And we're going to bring this left hand to the middle of the mat or under the heart. Put your right hand on your lower back. Try to square off the back. Can you twist the chest up here without letting your left hip move? When you're ready, can you bring that right arm up? Good. Bring that right hand down, right where the left one is. Press through the arm, get the weight into the knuckles. Notice how you're holding your spine relative to your foundation. Press strongly through the arm, start to lift the left chest up. And bring the left arm up. Nice gentle twist. If this feels very far away or your hand can't handle it, you can be on your fingertips, but we do eventually want to let the forearm hand wrist get stronger. You can always self-adjust, making sure that you're really twisting the way you think you are. Wonderful. When you bring that left hand back down to the ground, find your balance. You can bend your knees a little bit, and we'll come on up. And we'll hold right here. This is a really nice setup. Let's bring the arms up over the head, interlace all 10 fingers up to the webbing. Release the pointer finger. Now, draw the arms closer to the head, move the arm bones back, firm the abdomen. We're going to stretch over to our right now. Try to keep your hips mostly level while you stretch to the right. You might have to push that right hip to the left. You might have to pull in on the left waist a little bit to get it to turn on, so that it's coming under stretch and strength. We'll come up. We'll go to the left. Might have to even out those shoulders a little bit. Maybe push that left hip to the right. You might have to put some tone into the right waist in order to get the right waist to really play along. And we'll come on up. Inhale, lift the chest up. Push your hips forward. Take the head back. Start reaching back with your arms. Lift the chest up. Reach the arms back. And come on up. Spread the arms and swan dive down. Catch your calves, your heels, whatever you can get. Have a breath. And now exhale and fold. You can roll the sternum forward in the pubic bone up. Can you make your spine longer? Can you move your shoulders away from your ears? Wonderful. Spread those arms. Inhale, come all the way back up. And we'll bring these feet back together. Samasthiti. Sama meaning even, sthira meaning steady. Your even, steady position. Take a breath and let it out. We're going to move on to a posture called side fold, Parshva Konasana. Separate your feet about 3 or 4 feet wide, a little bit less than what we've been working with previously. Now, turn your right foot out and your left foot in. Go ahead and walk that right foot to the right some so that you have a nice gap between your legs. Put your hands on your hips or your waist and try to bring it forward so that the right heel and the right hip begin to line up. Lift the chest up. And now come forward over your right leg. You can lower your hands to the ground when you feel the hip stop moving, or if you need more support. You could take a breath here, and then fold more. Try to get strong here. Press into your right foot evenly. Press into your back left heel. Pull the belly in. Now, see if you can hold your balance here and take your hands behind your back. Maybe put your hands on your lower back. Can you come forward? Can you pull your lower back forward? Over your right leg now. Come on up. You can place these hands on the waist. Turn around. Square off. Lift the chest. Exhale, fold over this beautiful left leg. And the hip waist feels like it's not going to go any further. That's okay. And put your hand on the ground. Keep pulling that left sit bone back and pressing down into that left foot. Try to bring that right hip forward and around. Pull the belly in. Roll the inner thighs back. Press the chest forward. When that feels good, maybe put your hands in your lower back. And see if you can pull more forward. And you've had as much fun there as you can. Come on up. Exhale. Turn it in. And relax. Bring your feet back together. A little bit of quad stretching now. Bring your right hand up. This time we're going to just let the hand face in and we're going to catch the outside of the ankle for a modified dancer. Bend your right knee and catch the outside of the ankle as opposed to our normal inside of ankle catch. This is more like Dhanurasana. Bring your knees together. Put your hand on your lower back. Try to push your tailbone down a little bit so that you get the stretch in the right quad. Did you get that? Now kick the leg away. Feel your glutes squeeze. Bring your left arm up. And now here I want you to press your chest up and forward like you're trying to slide up a wall while you kick that right leg back and up. Back. And we'll release. Left side, nothing too fancy. We're going to catch the outside of that left leg. And bring the right arm up. And here, we're going to kick that left leg back and the right chest up. Find your balance. just come right back to center when you're ready. And release. Feeling pretty good about this. From here, we're going to take our vinyasa by coming to the top of the mat and making our way into down dog in a manner that feels good. I'd like you to breathe and move in a systematic way. I'll see you in down dog. Alrighty, friends. Inhale and lunge that right leg forward between your hands. Come down to your left knee. Hold it here. Stack your left hip over your left knee. Slide that right leg away from you. Start to straighten out that right leg. Lift the chest up. Maybe slide the right thigh a little more forward. Go for a stretch. Push down into your right heel. Pull the belly button in and press your chest forward. Wonderful. Sit back with your heel. Let me come back. Straddle your right leg and give me 10 leg lifts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let it drop. Come forward. Bend that back knee. Catch and pull. Just a little gentle stretch. Release the leg down. Shift your weight back again. And this time, you're going to sit on the inside of your left heel. And you're going to come down under your elbows. Watch out for closet doors. You'd think by now I'd watch out for a closet. Come on down for your elbows if it's available. This should be a very nice quad stretch. For those that can lay all the way down without the left knee coming up, go for it. For those that want to intensify that, you can bend the right knee here a little bit. That is always very nice. Let that left waist stretch, lift your chest. Yeah, nothing fancy. We're just going to come on up. And for our last one, this posture is from the primary series of Ashtanga Yoga. It's your backwards facing, that references this left leg. One-legged, that's this leg. Stretch to the west, which references the back side of the body. It's called Triya Mukha Yakapada Paschimottanasana. You can use your right arm as an outrigger to get over this right leg. You're sitting on the inside of this left heel. You can always be sitting up on a block or a sandbag, bringing that left arm forward and coming forward. If you have an old meditation book that you've not read and you want to put some use to it, go ahead and sit up on it. You'll release that, no big deal. For those that are feeling really frisky and want to get some leg lifts in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel good about that. Let's switch our sides, huh? You could just mosey, follow your breath, get a little stretch there, and it feels good. We're going to switch our sides. Take old lefty forward. You guys never feel like you're stuck. Don't ever feel like there are dead ends here. There aren't. If that leg's not going to go, you just grab it and move it. It's the cost of doing business. We'll shift the weight back here. We'll straighten out this left leg. We'll press into the left heel. Get our hips over the knee. Press into that left thigh pretty strongly. Lift our chest up. Press the heart forward. Roll the pubic bone back. Press your chest forward. Get a good stretch in that hamstring. Make sure your legs are really working here. Fabulous legs. Okay, from here, let's sit the weight back onto this heel. We're going to fold forward over this left leg. Okay, straddle the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put it down. We're going to come back into our lunge. Reach that left arm back, catch the right foot, pull. Let's stretch it out a little more. Okay, we're going to bring it down. And this time we're going to shift our weight back. We're going to come inside of the leg, so that requires a bit more internal rotation. You'll notice that I'm not sitting on my heel, I'm sitting inside of it, or I hope that you notice that. If you're feeling really asymmetrical, this is a challenging posture. You are welcome to stick an old meditation pillow under your butt. Oh man, you have an old math book, that's probably what I would use. Or you can use this left arm as an outrigger and the right arm to catch the foot to steer yourself forward. Trying to pull that belly button towards the left knee. And then from here you can fold as much as you can fold. And you guys know if you want that last challenging leg lift set. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's lay back. That feel good. If you want to make this a little bit more intense, you can bend that left knee. Try to roll the inner thighs towards each other. And from here we'll shift the weight. Climb up and find our chaturanga. Up dog. And we're down dog. We'll walk through it. And lay down. Pull both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Catch the left knee with the right hand. Let's twist to the right. Make your left arm heavy out to the side. Pull your belly in. Stretch your lower back. Your middle back. Your upper back. Bring these legs up to center. We'll go over to the left. We'll bring the legs up to center and give them a squeeze. Draw it out in circles. Go the other way. We'll catch a happy baby, taking the knees out to the side, holding on the outsides of the feet, and pull them down, and you can rock a little more left and right here. Just nice and gentle. Take some rest. Lay on your back. Find heaviness. Oh, doesn't it feel good to support, to trust the floor to support you? I think about that poem in the worst hour of the worst season of the worst year of a whole people. I'm reminded of Dickens in that line, you know the one, I think, from A Tale of Two Cities. It's the best of times, and it's the worst of times. What they suffered, how they lived. in what darkness it can best be proved. If you found yourself struggling with your own okayness, see if you can create space inside of yourself to appreciate the struggle as a gift. Without suffering, without really knowing deep pain, it is very hard to hold a space inside of yourself for compassion towards others. It is in fact the depth of your own experience that allows you to have greater depth of compassion. Oh sure, everyone hurts the same, don't get it twisted. But the yoga principle of remembrance, of smriti, is essential for understanding yoga. We must be able to remember all that we have gone through, so that this lived experience can breed compassion for ourselves. The other thing that we need is vitality. It is said, virya, that with bravery, vitality, and remembrance, we can have success in yoga. And success in yoga means abiding peace and bliss, happiness, the kind that can't be taken, the kind that is your birthright. And so if at some point you notice that you have hurt, laugh, hold yourself, be compassionate for the self inside of you that hurts. And when you rejoice in the living, share it. And when you see someone who maybe is not rejoicing in the living, who is doing their best with their bravery, with their best with their vitality, but they're struggling, have compassion there too. And if that person is you, bring that compassion in. Thank you all so much for your time today. Namaste.